good evening. Welcome to Monday night. I hope you're all having a fantastic evening, and I hope that all my sound and everything like that is working, because I'm pretty good at getting things wrong. So let me know in the comments. How's it all looking? How's it all sounding? Hopefully it's correct. I can make adjustments, of course, if the locos are too loud or anything like that. So while I wait and see what everyone is saying, and I'm being told that the audio is peaking heaps, so we can fix that, I hope. Let's try that. How are we looking? How are we sounding? The sound is peaking. Your microphone is bad. How good. It's all right. I only just plugged it in, so it's possible that it is, because I don't normally use this one. So, too low now. Holy dooly. Now too quiet. Well, I appreciate the feedback. How are we looking now? Little too quiet is what I'm being told from across the board. Thank you to everyone who's helping out. Of course, this is not my first time doing this, but we're still practicing to get it right, and that's the sweet spot. There we go. It's good. The volume just dropped. I suppose it depends where we're all at in the stream. Anyway, excellent now. Looks like the feedback is going well. Sounds all good. All right, while we're here, let's have a look at the comments that came through a little bit earlier. When am I releasing the 009 NGG16? An excellent question, and one I don't have an answer to. It would be fantastic to see one of the major brands do it. Bachmann, Rapido, Hellion, now that they're a Cura scale, could happen, could be sweet. Oh, we've still got feedback coming through about things. There we go. Just one. Okay, all right, it's looking good. When will Linda make an appearance? Linda is not going to make an appearance this evening. We're running Australian. Well, we're running Victorian, pretty much. I do have a couple of little bits that we might get out. Am I announcing a partnership with the Cura Scale? I wish I was. If anyone from a Cura Scale wants to reach out to me and work out, I don't know, something, happy to oblige. I think a Cura Scale definitely needs better representation here in Australia. All right. What else have we got here? Okay, mainly, and then we're back to, we're back to everything else here about the microphone. Have I patented this microphone stick? No, I believe Peco owned the patent to the irregular 9mm track. Geez, volume's out, but it's peaking and distorted. Holy dooly. All right. I'm not entirely sure what to do with the microphone situation. I can attempt to... I don't really want to stop doing the live stream. Jethro, you can't stream in 4K, and this is Australia, so I don't want to even risk the 1080. It's probably going to crash out. YouTube's telling me that we're already pretty much at the bit rate, so unfortunately, until we get better internet here, I can't really see it happening. All right, we're still getting some random feedback. Maybe I should invest in different microphones. I'm not sure. Once again, we are all still working out how to do all this. In the meantime, okay, the feedback is all over the place because my phone is going nuts, and I'm watching the chat. Anyway, maybe I'll stop watching the chat or watching my phone. Anyway. What do we got here? Well, this is my new layout. So for those of you who have watched this week's video, in fact, there was 2 videos this week. One was trains in the UK. It was a couple of hours of train spotting. And the other one was on this, which is my new layout, which I did not build and take no credit for whatsoever. But this is Colorbond Way. For those of you who attended the Diamond Creek 2023 exhibition, this was the only time that it ever came out. And no, everyone's going on about the audio all over this place. Yeah, look, It's all a work in progress. As long as people want to keep seeing live streams, I will keep investing in more gear. This microphone set is not necessarily the best that I could get. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about the layout. Michael Braum built it back in 2021 over a couple of years. Once again, if you haven't watched the video, you can. It was in the December 2021 issue of Australian Model Railway magazine. It was called Wimmera back then. He had plans to make it a silo kind of Ingle Nook layout, but it ended up becoming this, which he said was loosely based on Altona on a standard gauge siding because he wanted to run a CRT 73 class. Anyway, that's what we've got. And let's have a little look here. See. Wow, it's bad now. All right, here's the call. Do we end the stream? Or I can try and plug another microphone in. So I have those choices. If I plug another mic in, there's going to be a couple of moments of silence. So I'll wait till chat tells me. Once again, I am terribly sorry. Usually this doesn't happen. I think we used different microphones last time and it went okay. So I'll give it a couple of minutes. I'll just see what the chat says. If this is no good, I will attempt to fix it. Anyway, I'll keep talking while I wait and see what y'all say and what my phone says. Oh, here we go. It's all happening. Plug in a new mic. All right, we're getting plug in a new mic. Cool. All right, well, I'm going to keep attempting this while I plug in a mic. I can't do both and run trains at once, which seems to be the biggest problem. I'm getting told to run trains while I put a new mic in, but it's only me here on my own, so that's not going to happen. Give me one hot second. 1, 2. How are we looking? What do we got? We got audio. Whoop. He drops it. All right. Nothing like relying on technology. Just plug in a real mic and you just don't have problems, apparently. Right. How good. It's only professional around here. I can still use my sweet mic holder. All right. Let's try again. Here we go. Now everyone's saying it sounds great, sounds better. Well, I love to hear it. I am so sorry, everyone. Once again, let's kick it off again. Holy dooly. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Probably want to run some trains while I sweat it out. Anyway, this is Colorbond Way, and I hope you have all watched the video, because I smashed it out pretty quick. Oh. Of course, now I've lost everything that I had here. Audio is better. That's what I love to hear it. Why are you getting away from me? All right. Hard up. All right. Thank you, Alan. Much appreciated in the super chat there. Obviously, technical difficulties happen. Just, you know what they say, just stick with things that work. A plug-in microphone. Can't go wrong. Thank you for the birthday shout out. It is once again not my birthday, but I do appreciate the sentiment. Yeah. So anyway, micro layout. Pretty neat. Oh. As much as I like a modular layout, I am a sucker for these. So yeah, Michael built this. It's very nice. It's very simple. It's very, it's not over the top. And it just works. And it's got a fun selector plate on it, so you can take trains on and off. So it's kind of like an Inglenook, if you are familiar with an Inglenook layout. Which, yeah, easy for playing little switching games, which means you could potentially make up some switching games. And that... Oh, dear. What's happened now? Thank you very much, Bathurst Train Spotting. Thank you for the super chat. Once again, terribly sorry about the awful start to this. I've learnt my lesson. Just stick with plug-in microphones and don't try and be fancy. All right. What do we got? Let's get into some comments here while I move things around and we can have a chat about everything. Oh, thank you all once again for the birthday messages. My birthday was last month, but that's all right. There will be a bit of lag in the video. I can't really fix that. I'm so sorry. What do we got? I'm not sure what you mean by what hunter is this one. From the Finzilla show. Thank you, Tommy, for the birthday message. Much appreciated. What do we got? AB loves lamp. That's wonderful. K1571 says Farewell L. I actually have a VHS copy of Farewell L here. I managed to pick up the other day at Berg's in Sydney, which leads me into my next thing. Someone said here about Sydney RPM, which we can talk about in a second, because over the last few weeks, I've been to two quite different conventions. I can't run an L class. I didn't bring one down with me. Otherwise, I've got to leave the room again, and I've already left once to go and fetch this microphone, which I should have had handy, but I didn't, which is a bit silly. Yeah, let's decouple those two. As you can tell, I was really, really prepared for this. Does the builder make Port Flora that was in Waverley in 2022? Yes, Michael did make that. He's made quite a number. He usually goes to Glenn Waverley's exhibition over the King's Birthday long weekend here in Melbourne, or he goes to Diamond Creek is his other, other main one. Might take this fuel off. Seems to be catching on the decoupler. One sec. All right. Rhett Herbert says the micro thing is good for people with no room or never going to own a house with a layout room. So perfect. I agree, Rhett. I guess the other option is modular. So the layout I'm currently building or have started building that I will work on this weekend. I've got a bit of free time this weekend to work on some things is modular, and that is definitely the way forward. It is a shame that no one can agree on a HO standard gauge standard, but you know, maybe one day someone will. There's the AMRA one, well, AMRA Federal / Illawarra one, and there's now Sydney Fremo, but no, I'm sure it works for some things and other ones. All right. So I did see in the comments there, someone asked who weathered the W. This is an AWS weathering job, so that is Oscar. He does a little bit of weathering still. He is a very busy man, so you've got to get in when he is actually doing them. But yes, that is weathered by him. How many VHSs do I own? I've got a few. I don't have a heap. I've only really just started collecting them recently because I've realized that there's a lot of media that hasn't been put over to digital yet. And you can get them sometimes you get them for free. Yeah, I've got a few VHSs, but still working on growing that collection. Mel says they have a HO scale W class loco. Oh, I've got two of them. I reckon they're grouse. These are, of course, the IDR release from a couple of years ago. Probably still one of the most solid releases that has come out in the last few years. Excellent, reliable runner. One that I am exceedingly happy to own in my collection. And I'm even more keen for them to do the F class, which I've got my name down for one at work. When we get them, if we get them, see. Otherwise, the other things that are weathered on here I did. So the U-van, yeah, they're mine. So is the GY and the GH. The other U's aren't weathered yet. Because I started getting rid of all my four-wheelers because I kind of wanted to switch era to something a bit more modern and get rid of all my stuff that was kind of a bit older. And then I got this layout, and of course they this layout is perfect for four-wheel vans, which, yeah, well, here we are. Oh, somebody said nicely weathered wags. The switcher, nicely weathered wagons. Thank you. They are mine. Aside from the ones I haven't weathered yet, but I'm sure I'll get around to them. Although the weather's getting a bit bit cold, so breaking out the airbrush is getting less and less likely. Great to see another stream up. Thank you so much. Once again, still apologies about before with the slight microphone issue. Once again, all still practicing. And I keep saying I want to do more live streams. It's just a matter of finding the time. And I'm sure one day I will have it down pat. But, one thing I've realized just while doing this is these wagons definitely need to get some weight in them. Possibly some better resistance in the in the axles there, just so they don't roll as nicely. All right, what else we got here? Yes, modular works to keep you rolling sound of 40. Absolutely. Did I have a peaceful Anzac Day weekend? I did. I had a wonderful Anzac Day weekend. I caught the Geelong Rail and Sail, or as I prefer, Rail and Rail, because why would I want to catch a boat? And we had a nice day in Geelong. It was really good. It was beautiful weather. I think it's the last we're probably going to get of that. And that was about it. It was a bit of a bummer we didn't get the extra public holiday day, but that's okay. Like they did in New South Wales. Who is Oscar? Jordan has asked. You know who he is. Russell said his layout is 2 by 1.2 meters, 2 1.2 meter sections and a 1.8 meter section, and an L shape. Fits in the corner of the room nicely. That's wonderful. I love that. What kind of layout is it? Let us know. Damien has asked, am I chasing Steam Rail trip next weekend and making a video out of it? No, I am not. Oh, wait. When? When am I going to chase a trip? Chasing trips, like, just doesn't happen anymore. I prefer to ride them. I guess my ethos on that is these organizations benefit more from people buying tickets and actively supporting them in that way. There's always people taking photos and making videos. I don't need to keep contributing to like line side videos. As much as I do enjoy it, at the same time I prefer to ride it. It's so hectic chasing trains, and not to mention expensive now. Like, I mean, fuel, not great. And I drive a silly car, so it's not really something I want to not want to do anymore. But it's not something I'm actively doing. I mean, I really enjoy chasing trains still. Like, we've been up in New South Wales last weekend for Sydney RPM, the inaugural RPM, and it was great. Get some mates, jump in the car, chase some trains. Like, that's great. I like doing that. You know, get some rare catches. As for chasing heritage stuff, I'm not lost interest in it, but I would prefer to ride it and actively support them. What do we got? Thank you, everyone in the chat. Once again, chat is popping off. I know every time it does, but this time I'm trying not to get distracted and not talk and move trains around and things like that. So we'll keep going. My goodness, you are really getting in there. Thank you so much, Realford, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Love that. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, Train World always seems to have VHSs up for grabs. ARHS did a lot of VHSs, so did the ARE. Yep, I've got a number of them. G'day, Alex. Hope you're enjoying your Monday. Will we see Loco reviews on this mini layout? Obviously, somebody didn't watch the new video. No. Yeah, I guess. Like, it's layout reviews. Loco reviews is such a difficult one. Like, I want to do... Obviously, there's Australian Model Railway news, which will be produced this week and will be out for the first. I do have, you know, overviews in that video, but will I do... I mean, how can I fully review... This is the tricky part. Like, I think for a full review, it still needs to have things like grades. Like, I can be like, this is a nice looking model, you know, it sounds nice, it looks nice, but I can't review, oh, will it pull, you know, a grain rake over an incline? And as I'm getting busier and busier, I find it harder and harder to get to, say, the club to do reviews there. And then when I do, I get heaps of messages from people being like, oh, there was too much background noise. And I'm like, I don't want to stop people playing trains. Like, they're there for fun, not for work or to be quiet. They're there to be social. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, reviews, I guess, yeah, kind of. But I think it'll go to... Oops. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. It'll go to just, yeah, more for the news, more for nice backgrounds, because in a sec, I'll do the old switcheroo, and I've got some New South Wales bits that arrived this week to chuck on the layout to have a look at. Streamliner Steve says, did I pick up any Decision CLPs or CLFs? No, I did not. For me, I've kind of come to this realization about, I guess, what makes me happy. And, come on. And I've kind of got to this point where, let's see if I can do this. Why does it do it like that? There we go. Where I'm not wanting to collect everything. Obviously, it's quite an expensive hobby. And, like, as much as I want a CLP or a CLF, I don't have a train to run it with anymore. I sold my Indian Pacific set because I needed to. And I'd kind of decided I did want a couple of CLPs to run with that. I don't have the set anymore. I don't have a use for them. That's, you know, for 2 sound-equipped locos, that's over $800. Well, it's $900. And, yeah, I kept buying more and more locos to do reviews and things like that, and I just ran into debt trying to do it. So now I've kind of got to this point where I've decided what I want to collect is more important than what I wanted to put on YouTube. So for me, I know a lot of people have seen that I've been selling a lot of my collection off. It's not me getting out of the hobby or anything like that. It's me pivoting and trying to be a bit more specific with what I'm collecting. So for me, I guess I want to collect what I remember about maybe my childhood, and that kind of puts it into this late 90s, early 2000s kind of era. And some of my nicest memories are going to Spencer Street and seeing the West Coaster and things like that. And I've got quite an affinity for West Coast Railways. So I decided, okay, well, there's a nice, easy, in a way, fleet to collect. It's not huge. Obviously, there's a few things that haven't been produced yet, but I'm sure it'll come. And I really like Great Northern, so I want to collect that and that kind of more interesting stuff. And they're not huge collections. So I know I'm going off on a bit of a ramble here, but for me, I think it's so easy to get sucked into what's out there at the moment and how much is out there. Like, it's sick. Like, don't get me wrong. The amount that is on the market now, we've never had it better. Like, the amount of ready-to-run stuff that's coming out, and, like, we might nitpick it a bit, but we are very lucky, and it's very easy to get sucked into, oh, well, I need that, and then just not using it. Like, I don't have a HO scale layout. I go to the club to use it. And I don't know. Sorry, I've got a bit of a ramble there, but I guess the thing that's taken more of a priority is the Welsh narrow gauge stuff. And that, you know, I Murray Kendo'd it. Like, it sparks joy. I genuinely love it. I like the group that we've got that's building things, and I love seeing that progress. And for me, call Onza. That is where I want to put my time and effort, which meets a lot of interesting feedback. Like, I get a lot of messages, emails, DMs being like, why aren't you building an Australian layout? You do Australian model railway news. And that got to me, like, being, oh, yeah, you're right, I should be because I do Australian model railway news, but does it make me happy? Nah. So I want to do Welsh. I want to do that. That's my fun layout, and I like building it, and it doesn't take up, well, I say it doesn't take up heaps of room, but it's probably going to. And yeah, I've got a couple of other things in the pipeline, but yeah, that's a huge tangent to go on just for asking, will I get a CLP or a CLF? So the answer to that is no. All right. Try and answer another question. Where are we? Where do I get VHS tapes from? You get them from everywhere. Like, you can find them at anywhere from, say, an op shop to, I don't know, I picked up some the other day for free from the club. Like, there was just a box of VHS and it just said for free. So, yeah, and there were some interesting ones in there. So, yeah, you can find VHS and DVDs, like, anywhere. You just got to look for them. Oh, Matt Oaten. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. It means a lot. It was good to see you yesterday. Thank you for your service on the Rail and Rail. Hope it wasn't too tasking. It was. You said you were having a hard one because Essendon lost. Go football. All right. Tell us more about the RPM. So, not the weekend just gone, but the weekend before, me and some mates went up to Sydney for the inaugural RPM, Railroad Prototype Modelers Meet, and it was fantastic. It was something different in that it wasn't like your traditional exhibition, so there wasn't a layout really there. There was one little one, and it was about knowledge sharing. That was, I guess, the most important part. You went and you brought a model with you and you had to demonstrate it and be able to talk about it when people asked and things like that. And there were like lots of little hands-on clinics. Oh no, this is going to have to come off. And yeah, it was really inspiring to see so many modelers out there doing stuff and what they had brought, everything like that. Hang on, we're getting messages again. So, oh no, the audio's wrong again. Well, unfortunately, there's now nothing I can do about it. We've got this far. I'm just going to keep going. I'm once again terribly sorry. RPM. RPM was grouse. They've already said they're going to do it again next year. I highly suggest that if you are into that, like... I'm going to go off on a tangent again. We all get different things out of this hobby. Some people just want to see a train go around a circle, and I totally get that. I've set up... And maybe I'll just put it in a stream one day. I've set up an N-scale thing in my other room that just runs around. And it's really nice. It's nice to just have this thing that's moving and it's kind of cathartic. But for other people, they like the prototyping aspect. They like building and all of that. And I do too. And yeah, the RPM was all about showcasing that. And having said that, 2 weeks prior to that, we did the narrow gauge convention, which I think more people need to attend. More people who are into this hobby need to attend these kind of things. Now, I realize that they're at a bit of a premium, which is a slight barrier to entry, but I think what you get out of it is super, super important and helpful. And yeah, I love that aspect of the knowledge sharing. And that was, yeah, a rough go over of Sydney RPM. I did film something. It'll be a little highlight video, go for like 5 minutes. And it'll be there. I also got interviewed for Around the Layout podcast, which will come out shortly, I assume. That's an American podcast. It's pretty neat. It's nice to be asked to do that. Yeah. But yeah, I know Sydney RPM was sick. The narrow gauge convention was unreal. Like, once again, I know I'm a bit biased with the Welsh narrow gauge, and I know I've got it out before, but I've got the F-scale Climax as well in here, which is a beautiful model. And yeah, the narrow gauge convention was just, it's so intense. Like, hang on. They give you notes. This is the notes from 2023. It's huge. Like, there is so much knowledge in here that, yeah, it's all written down. It's all there for you. It's all hands-on. And you get that as part of your entry to it. As well as, of course, it's much more casual. You can walk around, talk to everyone. And yeah, conventions. So there's a couple more coming up. There's... Oh, I had a drink. There's modelling the South Australian Railways Convention, which I'd love to go to one day, as well as the New England Convention, I think is happening next year. Would love to go to that too. Conventions. Sick. All right. Oh, good question. Somebody, Train Chaser Andy here, has asked when snow train tickets are going to be made public. I don't know. I know that they've got the date. It's on SteamRail's website. It's very exciting. It's back. Become a member. You get notified on these things, you know, and you get the mail outs and things like that. So that's my tip. I don't know when tickets will be available. You'd have to ask SteamRail though. Watching the stream while painting a 009 Baldwin kit you got at the model train show this weekend. That's awesome. Which Baldwin is it? Is it the 1012D? Or is it something else? Thanks, Mitch. Much appreciated. Paul has asked about the Proto Throttle. Yeah, that thing's sick. It's a little out of my price range, but it definitely adds an interesting layer to control. For those who haven't seen the Proto Throttle, you can look up videos on YouTube on it, but it is like a little locomotive controller, and it's got proper like feedback and bits and pieces. People love it. For me, I'm fine with the phone. Like, for those who don't know, I just use a phone. Normally we use the DCC-EX, but today I'm actually using my old Digitrack system because just the other one is plugged into the 009 layout, which is all sweet. Yeah. Thanks, Aussie Rails. What photos are you editing? What did you take lately? Been out for a gunsel? Been out for a chase? Yeah. Oh, we're in the dirt. Oh, no. Spewing. All right. Give you a different angle. G'day, Poppy's Trains. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining in on the stream. Top Gunners, am I continuing with the limited edition stickers like I did with the open day? Yeah, I am. They're actually still available. Basically, if you order anything off the website or see me in the store, I do have them at work because I had a few left over from the open weekend because I was incredibly busy during those 3 days and didn't get around to seeing everyone. So I still have some of those stickers around. Yeah, they're available with any purchase off the website or the other until they're gone. And the other one is they are at Hearn's Hobbies. So if you go in, even if I'm not there, they're actually behind the counter. So you can grab one. If not, I will be doing more stickers for the more events I go to, which I can give a quick plug to. All right, I'll go back to me. All right, so King's Birthday Long Weekend. I have been asked to come to Adelaide by Amri, by the exhibition organizer. I will be there on the Saturday and the Sunday at this point. I will be doing their photos, and of course I'll be making a little video, but they've asked me to come and do some photography, which is, I thank you so much to them. And yeah, so we're coming over for that. I will have some new stickers made up for that event. So I won't get as many made as I did for the SteamRail one, but if you are at the Adelaide Model Train Show, I will have some stickers there. If you come say hello, you get a sticker. So I guess it's my way of saying thank you. I don't know. I thought it was a nice gesture, but yes. Yeah, I'm so sorry about the audio lag behind the camera. Once again, I tried to do too much again. I guess, like, I've got the 3 cameras now all set up and thought we'd have the audio sorted. Not to be. Oh, the switcher says I should Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea. Tell you what I should. Well, I should ask the audience what I should move around. I guess once again, work in progress. I'm more than happy to keep doing this kind of thing. It's just got to find the right time. Seth, you are not late. You've probably come in at the right spot. Apparently, my audio is way out of sync, but at least it works. It's working. Good grief! I'm not doing a Willet blend. That is wild. Yeah, I think so. Answering KPen 9764, depending on reviews, how far you go with them. Well, what I find is if I don't go far enough, or a full in-depth review, I just wind up with a heap of emails, and it's pretty disheartening. And I understand people want to give feedback, but at the same time, when it's like 50 of the same email, you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Yeah, I think if someone's going to do proper reviews, it's got to be done well, properly. And yeah, I'll just keep it to the news. I'll just keep it to when locos come out. Actually, let's do that. When locos come out, I'll do a review. So, with that, let's do a quick switcheroo here, because I've got something. How good are keep alives? All right. Hand to God, this whole thing. Ooh. I'll start by giving you a hint. This is a wagon that was weathered by Get Weathered, and it is easily one of my favourite in my collection. I know I said I'm moving to pretty much not extensively, pretty much moving to just Victorian broad gauge in the late 90s, early 2000s. But this thing is beautiful, and yeah, I won't get rid of it. But I guess that might give you a hint about what I'm going to get out. While I get this thing together, are we putting the magic fairy dust on the Tate set to get to the AMRA exhibition this year? I don't know. I guess that's up to Steamrail and, well, I guess Steamrail. I don't know if they're going to get the Tate out this year for it. I guess we will wait and see. I know that's a bit trickier since they took out some of the crossovers. So they'd have to run down to... Someone's probably going to correct me on this. I think you'd have to run down to Glen Huntly to turn the train around. But I might be wrong. You might be able to come... No, you would, wouldn't you? You'd have to go down to Glen Huntly. Anyway, I guess we'll see. Ixion's upcoming RTs and RDRs, F-classes will suit this layout perfectly. I agree. Hopefully... I'm a bit apprehensive, and this is once again my opinion, and I'm not saying it's correct, but we're here to have a chat. The RT thing is an interesting one because they've been like, and obviously I've got some update on them, which is honestly not more than what they've told social media, but the update on them still is quite vague in terms of which ones they're doing and what livery and things like that. Hang on, let's plonk this down. Because I can only do these one at a time because I haven't programmed them. Ooh. There we go. Powerline's new 48 in reverse. Well, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I want to support getting a RT, but yeah, if it's totally not in my era or, yeah, and, you know, correct, it doesn't have to be, I'd like to think it would be really correct, but if it's not in my era, if it's just a yellow one, I probably won't get one. If it's orange, yeah, or it says V-line, yeah. As for the Fs, yeah, they're going to be sick. They're doing a nice range, and yeah, everything IDR has done is awesome. All right, let's keep this thing in the guts. Ooh. Why? Oh no. What's happened? Release. Not lights. Why don't we have... Oh, I don't think I picked up a DC one. No, this is supposed to be sound fitted. How odd. Gotta love a technical problem. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. No, I am pressing all the right things. Ooh, we got a dead one. Ooh, what has happened? Hang on, let's get the other one out. Anyway, I'll keep talking while I try and fix this. Oh, gotta love it. All right. Railway Terrace says, I'm here to see the Overland. Well, I don't think the Overland would fit on here, which I also, don't own an Overland set. Have a look. Damn. Phew. There we go. Whoop. Don't know what's up with the first one, but we can come back to it. So yeah, brand new 48 class from Powerline Models. This one was from work, so it's not mine. I've just borrowed it mainly for the news. Because that's what I'm filming this week, so let's take the packaging out. Far out. The keep alive in this thing is huge. It's really good to see that brands have started putting these in as a standard now, because it saves a lot of problems. All right, let's do it again. Ooh. All right, let's play catch up on some of the comments here. So I've got... Ooh. Got Rhett here saying pick a period and error and stick with it. Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. And yeah, the odd indulgence is always good. Yes, it is. Like, I'm always going to have a couple of things that are outside the era. All right, you guys need to settle down. Don't know what's going on in the chat there. Settle your beef somewhere else. Yeah, I agree. It's your model railway, you know. Not what others want. Yeah, I totally get that for like most people, I guess, because I put myself into like the public eye. I felt the need or the responsibility to like do as much as I could and get as much as I could, and that has been a bad mistake, but that's okay. Do the 6-7 wheel? Nah, I'm good. Russell, good question. Am I gonna do an operating system, like a card system? I totally could. I reckon I might. But yeah, like you can totally see that this NLJX does not, with the Loco on it, is massive. So it's all going to have to be 4-wheel stock, which is nice. So it means like I can have a smaller collection of rolling stock in the 4-wheel stuff and really detail it, which is nice. Alright. Alan says he wishes there was an Australian stockist to the Proto Throttle. Maybe a Melbourne CBD-based hobby shop. Yeah, I can't see our mob doing that, but I know that it is available from Marty's Train Shed, I think, sell it locally, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they do. I'd like to go to the RPM, but I'm in Perth. Russell, yeah, you're not wrong, but I know... Whoops, this is what happens when you're not looking. I know that they are planning on doing more. But I guess, yeah, Perth from this side is a little far. Just as easy to purchase one from Iowa Scaled Engineering. Yeah, hopefully even with all the other stuff going on, you can import one if you want one. Oop. Sick. Well, so far these 48s are nice. I like that they've got a nice big keep alive in them. They seem to sound fine, too. They sound a lot nicer, or nice and clear. Unlike, I don't know, I found that the Incision ends, like the new ones, were really muddy. So they've definitely, Powerline's definitely done a much better job on these than, say, their previous Ts. Or even the previous 48s. Corey, very excited message there. I'm doing good, man. It's wonderful to be here, back doing a live stream on a Monday. Once again, sorry about the technical difficulties, but, you know, still fun. Getting it done. Your dad's building a micro layout. What's a good size? This thing is 90 centimeters. And I don't know. I guess if I was building it, I'd make it a tiny bit longer, but the fiddle yard, like the switcher plate on this, did just fit the 48 and this quite long wagon. But I think, yeah, as micro layouts go, 4-wheel stock's probably going to be the way to go. Ah, I was right, yeah. Marty's Train Shed do stock the Proto Throttles. Ah, yeah, of course. Victorian Prototype Modelers Forum from the VMRS. That is also coming up. Geordie's asked, what am I drinking? I am having a refreshing Diet Coke. Nice, nice fridge ciggy. Look at that. Pretty impressive. There we go. That only just cut out. That's, yeah, pretty good. It's great to see them putting in nice big keeper lives. Even though it's, like, not the shortest of locomotives. Like, a 48 is not that short. But, definitely adds to it. All right. A few people asked for this thing on Facebook. So, we'll get out the good stuff. Get out the fine china. What do we got? Got one of them. David has said the Adelaide Model Railway Show this year on the June long weekend at the showgrounds. Yeah, new venue. I've been to Comic-Con at the showgrounds. I don't know the buildings that well, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. Having exhibited at Adelaide's model train show at the dog park before, it was always a bit of a cold one. and the floor is a bit of a roller coaster. So I'm excited for a new venue. New year, new me. Paul's got a video on his channel on the Proto Throttle. Oh, somebody's called me the wrong name. Here we go. If you haven't done it, can we have a... Okay, so Martin has said James. It's the curse of two first names, but my name is Will. Can you have a peek at my shirt? Yes. It is a Class 37 shirt from the Class 37 Gala at the Severn Valley Railway, which we went to last year. It was a fantastic event. I wish we had gone to 2 days of it, not 1 day. There is a lot going on at that event. What do we got? Yeah, Andy, yeah, the stickers are at the store. Like, if you go in, I'm there, just ask for one. Or, yeah, if you want one, just, yeah, they're there. Let's have a look here. Oh, wait, I've pressed the wrong button. So, I'm guessing a lot of you know what this thing is. It is Ozride. Oh, no. Ozride T-Class 334, which I've managed to just put into the dirt. This one, however, I did the old switcheroo and put in Mike's sound in it. So it's got the DCC sounds, speakers, and audio. And it is hot. Like, his sound profiles, his speakers... so good. Oh, no. Coming a bit hard. Come on. Anyway. Oop. Nah, too much. Oh, a bit too much spice on it. All right. What do we got? Hey, Will, do I want to come to your house and run trains? It's DCC. Look, I mean, if you've got a layout and you want it covered, let me know. Send me an email. It's the easiest way to do it. Josh, g'day, Josh. How you doing? Kale says, see you in Adelaide. I will see you in Adelaide too, Kale. Looking forward to seeing what coins you got. Do I work at Hearn's Hobbies on Flinders Street? Sam, yes. I'm pretty sure I say it in the news. When is the Yass Railway Museum visit? You can get the train up. I don't know. I was hoping to do it for Canberra, but fuel just totally priced me out of being able to go. Obviously, I don't get actually paid to go to exhibitions and things like that. So, yeah, it just didn't happen. So I'm sure I'll get up there one day. Obviously, I've got to get up there when it's a Sunday. So one day it'll happen. Yeah, hand to God. Yeah, some of these things I have not had a look at how much momentum is on them. I hear there's a Candy XPT coming to Melbourne on Wednesday. I guess we'll see. I'm pretty keen to see it, though. Hello, Seth. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, I'll see you in Adelaide, Josh. Yeah, the 48. Oh, geez, I'm really far behind on comments. I will just do a quick one and try and catch up on everyone here. Love the small layout. Thank you, Jeremy. I'm very happy having this in my collection. Obviously, you can check out the video that goes into it a bit more in depth. Mitch has ordered F216 in blue, in SEC blue, something a bit different. That's awesome. That'll be nice. What's everyone's favourite steam rail runs? I mean, Bairnsdale's pretty good. It's a whole day out. I mean, there's not much to do in Bairnsdale. Just go to the pub, but I like doing that one. I like doing Snow Train and going to Walhalla. What do we got? Oh, now it's doing the old jump around. All right. Apparently there's two. Oh, thank you, Luke. Luke Alex. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. My goodness. All right. NGG16 would fit on there. Yeah, it probably would if that someone would release one. Members train. Yeah, the members train's always good. I'll be on the next one. We've got one coming up in a couple of weeks. Should be good. Yeah, Tristan, the thing with the Ixion RTs, it is all over the place. Like I was really hoping, you'd get some variety in tooling, but it looks like they're doing one tool, which is going to be, yeah, I don't know. It's odd. It's an odd choice, especially for a loco that had, almost. I know that almost all of them were different in some way. They'd been modified quite extensively, but there is, I just would have thought there'd be a few different things they could have done, but not to be. Rat, not sure which one you mean, but yeah, all these Dakotas are ESU. Looking at what's on the bench. Did I see... Oh, yeah, good question. Did I see C501 and X31 running the CHOY wagon transfer? You and your mate saw it at Donnybrook. Nah, I missed them. I missed them I was up in New South Wales in January when they'd gone up there. And I missed them. Just, things didn't quite work out timing-wise, and I missed out on seeing them. And, yeah, I didn't see them do the run back into Melbourne either. Unfortunately, getting out for a Gunzel just doesn't happen anymore. Like... I know I've brought this up before. Like, editing is like the biggest time consumer, and I still work most days. Like, I have to slot that in where I can, and it has meant I don't go out chasing stuff as much anymore, especially locally. It's only really when I go away. Oh, we got the Ozride T. Yeah, it's the best. There's a few questions here I'm not going to answer. But thanks for getting in the chat. All right. Love the West Coast Railway stuff, but hard to get, but worth it. Yeah, I know it's always a popular choice, but I don't know. Powerline, you know, if you watch the news this month in the redacted segment of all of Powerline's announcements, I mean, I guess I can say it on here because I guess I can. If you look around in the right spots on Facebook, it's people have posted what it is. Even if you didn't go to Sandown. So there's more West Coast stuff coming in the form of like their S and Z cars and stuff. But that's how it is. I might put that off. Official Nick's Train said, wait, so Will, are you going to the Adelaide Model Railway Exhibition? Yeah, I had a phone call with them this week. They want me there. I was already going to come up there with Amra because we're bringing Maryborough, and I guess I'll do my usual thing of float around with the camera for the weekend. But yeah, Amri asked me to come up and take some photos for them, do a few other bits, and I'm more than happy to oblige. So yes, I'll be there definitely on the Saturday and Sunday. 3-day exhibitions are, of course, a bit of not a strain. It's a 3-day exhibition, which for us is 5, like to get from Melbourne to there and back. So Monday I might, depending if anything's open, I might go. I want to go to St Kilda Tram Museum. I've never been. I'm pretty keen, but I get a feeling they're not going to be open on the Monday. I had planned to go the Sunday, but it's all right. Things happen. Apparently I've lost a wheel. I don't know if this is, once again, I don't know how far back the chat is. I'm guessing it's a little way back. Nah, we're all good. Jeremy said he might be tempted by 1 or 2 of the SAR steel cars when they become available. Same here. I put a standing order in for the preserved ones, like the ones that wound up with steam rail. Speaking of West Coast. Good grief. Thank you once again to everyone who jumps in the comments and watches these. Like, I can see how many people are watching, and it still baffles me. Like, you guys want me to do this and come hang out, and I thank you all so much. And I'm sorry that I can't keep up with how quick the chat comes out and everything like that. Oh, did I just discover something new? Oh, maybe this will help. Yeah, nah, you're all awesome. Let's have a look. The X Trampoline, nice. YouTube, how are things? Things are awesome. Things have never been better. I'm stoked at the moment. There's heaps going on. Life's good. The weather's nice. No complaints whatsoever. Except that Bachmann hasn't released an NGG16 in 4mm scale. But aside from that, yeah, because Ballarat East had a couple of GYs. Fill it up with blue. All right. Now we've got some stuff on there. All right. What do we got? I'm a fan from Rupert. Okay, Rupert. I met you at Newport. Thank you for coming to Newport. Yes Museum has to be one of the shortest railway platforms in Australia, mainly based on the steep 5-foot Neat, the old TCA carriages. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see once they get trains, hopefully get trains up and running again, which is, I believe, their plan. Or running a tram. Yeah, I did answer your question about yes. I'll get up there at some point. Yeah, it's just one day. Josh has asked, should you bring the jumbos? Absolutely. Has my stream died? No. Okay. Wonderful. G'day, the X-Wing. Thanks for jumping in. If I ever come to... Whoa. Andrew's asked, would I ever come to Western Australia, even for the Perth Model Railway Exhibition? Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to come over, it's probably going to be for that. I've never been to Western Australia. I've never been to Perth. It's somewhere I would like to go. I'd like to check out a few things over there, like Basildon. I meant to go over a while ago, but it just... life gets in the way. Yeah, I definitely want to. It's kind of one I do want to do. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, there's a wagon in the way. That's all right. All right. All right. So, yeah, okay. We can start with the hi, James. It's all good, though. Been working on my layout. I'll send some pics. Please do, Peter. Good to see SSR getting more Vic broad gauge contracts with the Apex. Yeah, pretty interesting time once again for Victoria. Always something different happening. Yeah, Lock. Yeah, the audio is out of sync. There's nothing I can do about it. It's probably because I pulled the microphones out before. But we soldier on. All right. So, Sootman72 said, how many times have you done Decision pre-orders before? Full old school, just like I ordered A66. So, I refuse to do Decision pre-orders. This is my opinion. And... yeah, I'm going to say it. It's fine. I've said it before in the news. I think it's such a archaic system. Doing mail away order form only. Like, I can't believe that in 2026 they still haven't used online pre-orders. I pre-ordered 2 Bs and a C are the only things I've ever pre-ordered. And all I got was a runaround on chasing up receipts and confirmation. And I'm like, that was years ago. And I was like, how can you operate like this? And just based on principle, I just won't pre-order until they change their system. They change their system and make it online where you get an instant receipt and confirmation and it runs through Shopify. And yeah, you take my money on heaps of runs, like, but they don't, so I won't. And I think that's something, like, you can offer both. I'm just watching how close this is to the edge. Yeah. Yeah. So I won't pre-order from them or anyone else who doesn't do online pre-orders. That's my 2 cents on that. Yeah, I'm not going to yell into the microphone. That's, and I'm not doing it for money either. Like you can send a super chat, but I'm not just yelling into the microphone for no reason. We're here to run trains and have a chat about railways and that kind of thing. Kayla said that the St Kilda Tram Museum's worth the trip. Yeah, I'm keen. I mean, I love South Australia and I love going to Adelaide, and I wish that they still ran the H trams, like the Glenelg trams around, like we have in Melbourne with the W's. Come on, go together, please. Bevo, what's up? Has asked if I'm ever going to do another live stream with Oscar and Kieran, which you've written Victorian Steam, but that's Kieran. Yes, we have spoken about it. We just, obviously, we all have lives and things like that. But yeah, we totally will. We've spoken about doing something, probably maybe a kit build and a Q&A or something like that. And yeah, we're all keen. I'm sure we'll make it happen one day. Who here knows the origin of the Ozride paint scheme? I think anyone who knows about Ozride would hopefully know about the origins of the paint scheme. It decided to lock itself in there. Yes, Real Fit. I know I can go there on Saturday night because somebody's having a birthday and I will be there. Oh, far out. I am really behind on the chats here. All right. I'll bring this thing forward and I'll get into the chat. Hang on. And I'll try not to go on too much of a ramble. The joys of non-KD couplers. There we go. All right. Let's have a look. Thank you. I love you too. I'm sorry, I don't even know how to say that one there. Love the bike boom. Could we see a West Coast Railways B? Yeah, absolutely. Hang on. Yeah. Actually, so what I'll do, let's take that off. Get you out of the way. I did, in fact, bring... Oh, I'll do it off stage. Yeah, it's way fun. All right. go back to me. How we doing? All right. No VR narrow gauge, must be AI. I don't have any VR narrow gauge. That's not true. I do have some VR narrow gauge, but it's in a kit and I haven't built it. Matt McMillan says, I think I know where the CP van came from. It came from you. Will we ever see the Y-Class in a Chuka ever again? I certainly hope so. I know it's a long way to go for that little engine, but hopefully. Paul has asked if I can get someone to moderate the chat and put the questions on the screen for me. That'd be great. I can't pay anyone to do this, honestly, and I would have to because that is work, and I do not expect people to work for free. And yeah, it's a weeknight. I don't expect people to take time off. Yeah, I know I probably do, but I don't even know how I'd go about it. Ballarat East mentioned. Shout out Ballarat East. Thank you for your service, Lock. Can the layout be operated like an Inglenook? Yes, it can. Absolutely. Alright, you wanted a West Coast B? B76 here was weathered by Andrew Christie when he was doing weathering jobs. I hope he's doing well. He's kind of disappeared from the modelling community, but yeah, that is one of his jobs that I commissioned. Yeah, I love it. Looks great. All right. Oh, okay. Josh D here said there might be an Oban bus at the Adelaide show as well. Oh man, that'd be sick. I'm not like a huge bus person, but yeah, Oban's like what a thing. That's awesome. What's okay? Andrew has asked what system does Colorbond work on? Somebody hasn't watched the video. I have. This layout was built for DC. We switched it for DCC. I've currently got it plugged into my Digitrax system with a Wi-Fi mod on it, which is how I'm able to use the phone, which makes it far nicer than using the handheld control. Yeah, I'm not. It's not a huge one. Like I can use my DCX. I just use that because it was there and wanted to. Tristan said he can't stand the forms. Going back to Decision's forms, and SDS use them as well. They've moved to online as well. Having said that, yeah, I agree with your sentiment. Absolutely. He said he can't stand the forms. There's no accountability, and the extra admin adds to overhead. Makes no sense. I agree. They use Shopify. I don't know. Like, it's doable. Or they could have. I don't know. They asked me. I said to them once, "Why don't you do it?" And they told me, and I guess I came up with a solution, and it's up to them whether they want to do it. Why wouldn't you just make Decision's website, like their main website, pre-order only, and then use Australian modeler for everything that they have in stock? To me, that seems like the easiest way to separate them, but what would I know? Yeah, Kale said he pre-ordered an IDR F-Class online, so easy. I agree. And like, there are very few people still using the mail-away order forms. In fact, I'm struggling now to think of who's left. Because SDS moved to online. Obviously, IDR and OnTrack all use online because Yule Hobbies use online. Yeah. All right. K Spokes, Kurt's asked, have I ever had problems with my Decision C? I had to send it back multiple times for repairs and replacement parts. Yeah, there was definitely an issue, like looking at people from the club who had Decision C's, 44s, BLs, and Gs. All of those locos seem to have, not all of them, some of them have issues. I never had a problem with any of mine. One of my BLs ran into a closed set of points at the club and shorted. A bit of smoke came out, but there was actually nothing wrong with it, which makes me wonder if it was just a bad solder job somewhere. Yeah. But generally, no. Like my Cs, I've had 2 of them now. I've still got 1. I've still got 501, Big George. And yeah, I've never had a problem with it. The thing's been a solid runner the entire time I've had it. All right.
Oh, hang on. Let's go. Jeremy has said it took over 3 years for your Precision CLPs to arrive. Not doing that again. Yeah, I mean, look at how long we've been waiting for Harris's. Like, we saw a painted sample at the first AMRA Melbourne show at the showgrounds, which was, as of this year, 4 years ago. You know, like, I understand why some things from all these manufacturers take so long, but at the same time, in between those releases, we've had surprise releases. Like dropping the 81s at Rose Hill last year. Like a loco that no one was calling for. And like so many others on pre-order, on announcement for an announcement. It's odd. It's odd practice. What do we got? Yeah, well, Rhett said, agrees with the pre-order comment. When you buy a 1/18th car, you pay a deposit, pay the rest later. No discount means you just get the car. I mean, you look at America, look at the UK, they do like the whole £1 or $1 deposit. So pretty much they take $1 from your card to make sure it's working, to make sure it's legitimate. And that locks you in on your model. And then you get charged the full amount as the model is about to come out. Works for them. They've got much bigger markets than we do. You would think that we could possibly start going down that path. I guess we'll see. Leon's got an order with SDS and they regret it. Had their money for almost 4 years and no sign of models arriving. Yeah, totally get ya. Yeah, agree. If Precision use Shopify, which they do, like Australian modelers through Shopify, like, I don't know, I guess as someone who looks at some websites and things like that, yeah, that it's definitely through Shopify. And yeah, you can definitely do pre-orders. Is the SDS T-Class you pre-ordered? I mean, they're not even doing pre-orders for the T. Well, you could do mail-away ones, but the mail-away form still says like 2024 on it. G'day, Matthew. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Alan has said live stream teaching Kieran how to build a kit. Oh, shots fired. TGR Y class coming when exactly? No idea. It's not one that I've been updated on. Like, this is not a spoiler for the news because it's at this point, as of the 27th at 8:30 p.m, I have nothing for SDS in this month's news. So I have no idea where the Y is the Tassie one or the Victorian one. Russell said, having a small layout, he's very selective on what he orders and hardly ever pre-order stuff. Totally get that. K1571, Y112 shunting West Coast stock, throwback to Ballarat East about 25 years ago. Yep, I remember it well. It's in my era. G'day, Peter. I'm doing well. Doing really good. It's great to have everyone here. It's great to see so many people in the chat. I'm so sorry it's taken me forever again to catch up with this, because I feel like if you've taken the time to message me, I should definitely be responding. What do we got? All right. Oh. Any other Steam locos making appearance tonight? Nah, Melbourne Commenge. I just picked the shortest wheelbase one I have because the Ks and the R and the J, they're all a bit big. I'm going to take up this whole thing. Like, this whole space here, well, the whole layout is only 90 centimeters. So about 40 of it is layout, is the scenic selection. So, nope. Nah, I'm not doing the big ones. G'day, Rowan. Thanks for joining the chat. Thanks for joining the stream. No, I actually don't have a West Coast T. I'm waiting for SDS's ones. I thought about buying, because you can still get the Powerline West Coast T, but that thing's, you know, it's there's nothing wrong with it, but it's getting a bit older, and I'd rather something a bit newer. Oh, Josh says, you mean a HO scale bus? Who's doing it? I mean, Precision of now doing all these buses. Once again, I lot of fanfare for buses all of a sudden. But yeah, who's doing that one? G'day, JSet. Great to have you here. Thank you for asking. I'm doing fantastic. Everything seems to be getting a bit better. I know I'm taking a quick break from running trains around here just so we can catch up on the old chat. Will you take the layout to the Great Train Show? I haven't been asked to go to Rose Hill. I have no objection with taking this to Rose Hill if they ask me. It will be at the AMRA exhibition at Caulfield. I'll bring it to that with the Fremo layout. I don't think I'll take it to Goulburn. Depends, we'll see. But I haven't been asked to exhibit at the Great Train Show. But if anyone from the Epping Club wants me to, I'm not saying no. Yeah, Alan has said it's now just Decision using order form. So there you go. Biggest. Yeah, actually, that's it. Nah, even. Okay, I'm going to defend the next comment, though, in a little way. Yeah, sorry, there we go. It's Decision using order forms. But then the comment under it says, S-classes through Bob's Train House are taking so long, I think the order form was on parchment. True. However, you can now pre-order them online through Alco World, who've taken over the contract, I guess, for the streamliners. Yeah. Yeah, ESU struggled with components on circuit boards just after COVID for the 44C BLG we were a part of. Yeah. There definitely was that. Colorbond said, I don't remember any press about the Harris in the last 2 years. That's because there hasn't been any. It's just changing, it's just pushing the dates. Yeah, I mean, transparency would be a fantastic thing. I think if, a lot of these organizations, a lot of these bigger ones were just straight, let's say, and this is not, I'm not saying this is what's happened, but like if they were to say something like, oh, we messed up tooling or we messed up something, let us know. Like, transparency, we're all human. We understand that the Australian market is one of the smallest ones, but yeah, it'd be good to just be more transparency. Would anyone... All right. Was anyone around when Trainorama first released the GMs and it took years? Same time, Eureka took years for the Garrett's 38s. And they've realised they're 20 years apart. Yeah, I remember when Traino first released them and they did like another run. It's been a bit hodgepodge. As for Eureka, good luck. Is anyone doing a 57 or a 58? I guess there are brass ones around. I don't know anyone off the top of my head who's doing it. Jay said, has said, did anyone see those new Powerline models? Do you mean the 48s? Because I had them out here before. Yeah, so it's funny. Someone has said, do Owen 30, no decision to deal with. I think, in all honesty, that's possibly why I'm leaning more into narrow gauge now, is because there's a lot less nonsense in a way. But yeah, don't know. Owen 30 is tempting. I do have a couple of kits, but I can't see myself fully leaning into it. Lawson said, love this. Met you at AMRA last year. Thanks, Lawson. Hopefully we see you at this year's exhibition happening in August. I mean, yeah, who here ordered a Eureka R in 2006, then waited until 2013 to get the model? They thought they wouldn't go again with the Ks. Yeah, I mean, ridiculous. Debating what Victorian Railway steam loco to get, as you've got $900 to spend thanks to family. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday. I guess buy what you want. There's, at the moment, I mean, if you're after a Victorian Railway steam loco, there are still J's around, K's, D3s, A2s. I guess we are to see a rerun of K's at some point. And I mean, Eureka says they're doing R's, but let's be honest. Hey, Will, I've got 2 Decision N classes. Congratulations. Which 2 do you have and in which liveries did you get them in? Sharky the Gunsler says, G'day from Warrnambool. I've split the G on your behalf. Oop. I'm going to say it wrong. I think it's Solange. All right, Matt McMillan says, I think you should send Rosehill a message. Get them to send me the forms. You'll be up there as well this year. I mean, I'll be going up. Always go to Rosehill. Like I say, if there's one exhibition you're going to go to, you go to Rosehill. It's definitely the best exhibition in Australia. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I've already got the weekend booked for it. There's no reason why I couldn't go. Oops. Come on. No. Why are you doing this to me? In front of everyone. There we go. Righto. Let's move some trains around. He says as he backs it. All right, there we go. Thank you, Realford. Thanks for jumping in. We will see you in Adelaide, no doubt, unless there's another live stream between here and then. Hang on. Ooh. Keep going. All right. Lucky the Tank Commander says, hey, Will, do you know anyone doing an R-Class model soonish? I really want one. Well, Train Builder do R-Classes. They're the only one that you can really get readily available at the moment or anymore. Even then, they're pretty much only to pre-order. And he sometimes has a couple of cancelled ones. I noticed some going around the other day. They are $2,150 a pop. I'm pretty sure that's the price anyway. They're available. As for a ready to run one not dissimilar to Eureka have said that they are doing it, but their track record is abysmal, so I wouldn't personally pre-order one from them. I would just wait to see if they actually arrive before giving them money. Casebox said, Amber is falling on the same weekend as Seymour's Open Day. It's going to be a hard decision either way to what to attend. You can do both. Both exhibition and Open Day are readily accessible via public transport. Yeah, obviously I'm a bit biased to which one I would suggest to attend. Yeah, I agree, Tristan. People tend to be more forgiving for issues if you're transparent. It's when they break and trust, there's no coming back. That's right. It's a small community at the end of the day. And yeah, transparency, open communication would be pretty sweet. But I feel I might be asking a lot. Leon has said he's just here for the Eureka Shade. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything nice. I have a Eureka R. I am very grateful that I have it. But I think, yeah, a lot of false promises, and they don't seem to be held accountable. G'day, Pat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. It's great to have you here. In relation to all the RTR comments. Back that up. All right. Yeah, right. I totally get that, but yeah, communication. At the end of the day, like that's all we're asking for. Um, Aussie Rail says they've just rebuilt their layout based on the change of era in VR. Always a nice era to model. Um, yeah, Matt. I mean, I'll be up there. I will be up there at Rose Hill for the weekend, and I'm no doubt we'll see all you guys from Yarra Valley. Which I'm sorry I couldn't make it to your exhibition this year. Obviously, we had the narrow gauge convention, but I'm glad that it was a great success. Oops. Oh no. Gotta get some weight. Too used to running these in like block trains. Now running them like this, there's no weight in them. All right. Yeah, in answer to K1571, can only hope the R class gets taken over by SDS. Yeah, I really thought post K classes we might see him do the R, but so far no. All right. Jeremy said, I'm almost as famous in the model train world as Bernie Baker is in the full scale. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Bernie's an icon. I don't know. I'm just a guy who likes trains that for some reason you all like have supported me, and I can't thank you all enough. And it still blows my mind that people watch the channel and everything like that. And yeah, I always want to improve and make more and keep it going. And yeah, thank you so much. Rowan said, I met you at Rose Hill last year, had my 2 kids and my dog with me, taking photos of you as a layout. I said, you watched. Oh, thank you, Rowan. Good to meet you. Hopefully we see you again at this year's Rose Hill exhibition. Sootman says, don't forget the vintage train to Seymour on the Saturday of the SRHC Open Days. Yeah, awesome. Unfortunately, I won't make it because I will be at the show. Nearly got it, the Caulfield exhibition. Where are we? Craig says he ordered the 59 class in 2009 and is still waiting. He's been told any day now. Yes, I'm sure. Thank you, the X-Wing. Yeah, it is a very nice setup. Check out the full video that came out yesterday. Closest entry-level engines are from ARM. Yeah, I think ARM's a great thing that we have. I know they've only done the 38s and the 55s, but yeah, for sub $300 for a Loco ready to run that looks, in my opinion, near enough to the real, like, to a prototype, sweet. And they run, and like you can put DCC in them, you can put lights in them, you can do all the extra bits and pieces if you want, which I think is a good way to get people into modeling. So yeah, nah, it's all sweet. Like ARM, I'm interested to see what they do next. I hope they do something again. Yeah. Pat's a bit crook, but he is tucked up in bed with his VR beanie on. Not that he does Victorian, although I hear rumors that he is moving to Victorian modeling, which is sweet. There was a link line set that Powerline did using F3A locos painted in V-line orange, SRA. Can do some rolling stops in the mid 2000s. That there was. I started like my first Australian, my first like HO scale train was the Lifelike. Same set or very similar set, and it had the AN painted F unit in it, and I've still got it. It's at my family's, like my mum's house in Ballarat, and yeah, like that was an entry level point. It's kind of not a shame that we don't have that still going, or maybe we do. I've just overlooked it. Thunder Turbine. Yeah, I'm doing well, man. Thank you for joining on this Monday night. I know it's a school night, but yeah, I said I'd do a live stream this month and picking up the layout. Never been a better time. So thank you for jumping in. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for, watching. I think Train will do a starter set. Oh, cool. Well, there you go. If they still do a starter set, that's awesome. Definitely something we need. I agree, Angus. I am very surprised they turn up to exhibitions as well. Bam. All right. Look. Excuse me. I honestly don't know what to do with the audio anymore. The feedback is all over the place. So sorry. Thank you so much, Rhett. Thank you for jumping in. Have a good night. Thank you so much. G'day, Zankran. Good evening. Thank you for jumping into the chat. Thank you for watching the video. Blitz. I'm going to be honest. I've only been into VR and SteamRail only recently. Awesome. Never been a better time to get into it. And I thought you were the leader or the person running SteamRail. No, I'm certainly not. I am a train officer, is my volunteer or my customer-facing volunteer stuff. And of course, we were asked to do the commentary this year by SteamRail, and that was awesome. And of course, I did the ad. Well, it's part of the ad campaign, which was honoured. Was to be part of that. All right. Let's switch that out. We'll keep the quiet runners going because as much as I like things with sound, it can get a bit much. And with all the sound issues tonight, I don't want to risk drowning myself out. Tommy Matt says his first train was the big Choo Choo Thomas. Yeah, nice. I mean, I guess we all kind of started, a lot of us would have started with Thomas back in the day. All right. Nope. Lost power. There we go. All right. Thank you, Josh. Much appreciated. I don't know if I'm a cool guy, but I appreciate it. I try my hardest. I that's when I make videos. I'm like, play trains. It's awesome. All right. Look over there. What's that? Oh. All right. There we go. What we got? New South Wales has been done dirty. No sub $1,000 C32s, 35s, 36s since Oz trains back in the day. Well, I mean, you say that, but like, what were they worth back in the day? What are they adjusted for inflation? That was a little while ago. Come on, onto the track, please. Alan's asked to see my traction engine collection. Not tonight. It's in the other room. I've got quite a few now. in the 001s and the 176 traction engines, which was a collection I didn't ever think I'd be getting into, but I do love them. Put the F-scale climax on the layout. The climax itself is bigger than the scenic section on this layout. Come on, off we pop. Oh, need to really assess that. Yeah, this W doesn't have sound. It's it is a non-sound one, which was pretty good that they did. Like, it kind of gave you the option for DC, DCC sound, DCC non-sound, but still has the keep alive in it, which is pretty good. Bevo has asked, are we ever going to see the personal layout on the channel? Yes. So this is the layout. This is the HO scale layout. The layouts that have been, the ones that I've started previously have all gone to God. Just trying to rush stuff has been one of the biggest issues. Like, I'm always like, oh, I need to build this HO scale thing so I can do reviews, I can do other things, and then it goes badly. The main layout, or the layout that I'm building, like the big one, is 009, which, depending on when you jumped in on this chat, this weekend, over the next little while, that is the primary focus in between editing and life and everything like that. Basically, I've got the track plan, I've got the idea of what I want and where I want to go with that layout. And yeah, I've just got to build it and just make it happen. But at the same time, I don't want to rush it, mess it up, and be unhappy with it. So yeah, there'll be something at some point. Like, we have the deadline of the showgrounds. 4 years of the same manual. 3. Keep calling it the wrong thing. For Caulfield. Why are you like this? Yeah, I mean, I'll have a lot of work to do between here and there. Plus, we're supposed to be going to Goulburn, so yeah, I've got to get a few modules done and built. So I'm trying to just get the whole lot kind of done over the next few months. At least it trains running, and then we'll be able to do live streams in the other room and hopefully run some bigger trains. Well, littler bigger trains. No, I wanted to go around the other way. There we go. But I want... No, I keep going the wrong way around. Let's... No, I want it the other way. Oh, well. Doesn't want to work. All right. Thanks, Pat. Thanks for jumping in. Hope you feel better soon. Yeah, so that's the answer, Bevo, to will you ever see my personal layout again? Yes, at some point when I get it done, get it working. Yeah, once it's operationally sound, I'll start doing live streams from in there, and it'll get some variety. Then I'll be able to do hopefully this. I still want to do, like I kind of mentioned it before, doing kit building, but I obviously ran into the problem last time, or every time I've tried to do it, of I get distracted with the chat and doesn't happen. So I do want to get like I've mentioned, Oscar and Kieran in, and we'll build some kits, or one of them, or both, or someone else. And yeah, we'll be able to do like a chat and a kit build, which will be a bit of fun. Could be a bit of fun. What do we got? Grew up around steam rail, and seeing it this year was so different to how you remember it. It was a shock. Your dad was the yardmaster at Newport Workshops until his retirement. Oh, that would have been awesome, being able to see it like back in its heyday and everything happening. I'm sure you got some awesome memories of all of that. Angus volunteers at Thelmere. They're having 4. They'll be having 4 there. Plans. Hang on. I don't want this thing running off the table. There are plans in place for this happening, considering it's supposed to be a 10-day event. I'm not too sure what you mean by we'll be having 4, but we were at Thelmere last weekend for a quick poke around just while we were killing some time. It's always a beautiful museum. I did actually make a video. It's like one of the earliest videos I did of me going to Thelmere, because I get asked all the time, when are you doing a Thelmere video? I actually did it. But there's no narration. It's like pre-narration, a lot of things. And we've actually been back a couple of times. I always mean to make something out of the footage that I've shot. I just haven't. I don't know why. That's all right. We'll get around to it. Leon's favourite purchase at the moment is the N-Scale XPT. Runs like a dream since the entire train is wired and has power pickups. Yeah, nice. I'm glad that's going well for you. It's pretty cool that they did it. I mean, N-Scale in the last 18 months locally has just been popping off. Oh man, yeah, I really need to get some weight into these. Once again, didn't have any of this planned in terms of I'll be buying this layout. Everything is always just running at the club. This doesn't really. I swear this never happens to me. Poop. Rowan said, it's like 3801. I was told by staff to be back on the rails in March. It still won't be finished and operational. Yeah, I mean, we saw it last weekend. It has still got a bunch of cladding off it. Yeah. Same with AD 6029. Be good when that's going again. Cruiser said, any plans on a backdrop photo or artwork? Nope. I'll tell you why. It's a curtain, and this is a rental, so I can't change anything on it. I think once like jumping back to something I said before, when I get the other room's layout going, at least it'll have a better background. I know it's pretty uninspiring having just the grey behind me, but unfortunately that's how it is. Would I run a QBX class on a layout? I don't own a QBX out of my era. They're actually quite a good model. If I had to do one for a reason, like I can get one through work and put it on the layout and take it back. So yeah, I'm not saying I won't run a QBX on it, but I don't own one. Okay. Sootman has asked, do I recommend any channel to follow for model train scenery tips? Yes. Look away from model trains. That is like my biggest tip. I think as model railway enthusiasts, builders, everything like that, we very much have our blinders on to content in a way and like products. So everyone's like, oh, Woodland Scenics, or, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about this, but like Boulder Creek Railroad, L-Town and stuff, amazing, beautiful work. I can't wait for them to come back and make videos again, because I would love to see it. Their talent is huge and we miss them very much. But obviously their stuff is amazing. And I mean, if you're going to pick anyone, it's them. Like, they are the benchmark of incredible scenery for model railways. However, my go-to for learning more about painting is Boylai Hobby Time, which he does a lot of. His big thing is the imaginary Wild West, and I reckon that's this fantastic like sci-fi Western themed modeling. And he also does a lot of like films, so he does like a lot of Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and his painting techniques are fantastic, and they're easy to like follow and get inspiration from. He also does dabble in model trains every now and again, like he'll do some. And yeah, Boylai Hobby Time, still the GOAT. Like, I just watch him flat out. Like, every time there's a new video, I'm like, this is sick. The other one is Night Shift. Night Shift does a lot of larger scale modeling, a lot of military modeling. I'm not a military modeler at all, even though I work in a shop that obviously sells military models. I have no idea what I'm looking at. But I think a lot of their tips were really good. War World Gaming. They don't make YouTube anymore. They like retired from doing it. But he did large scale battle, like wargaming dioramas, and I think a lot of things from him were really, really handy tips, especially in terms of like exhibition layouts, because he talked a lot about durability of like your landform and your static grasses and your trees and things like that, because he knows they're going to get touched, knocked, everything like that. I mean, if you're building an exhibition layout, it's going to get touched, it's going to get knocked around, it's going to be that kind of thing. And yeah, so those 3 channels, and I guess actively, if I have to pick one, it's Boylai. Yeah, definitely worth watching. They are my like go-to YouTube video channels who do excellent modeling. Thanks you, Tommy Matt, saying you're enjoying Willie J Dog. Yeah, no. Thank you for joining me and jumping in and being here. And a number 2 track is in the dirt. Yes, it is. Thanks for the tip. Once again, like that's an on-track models VLCX, and they are great model, really well detailed, really nice, clear printing, everything like that. The downside to them is they are super light, and when you're running them in block trains, it's fine, or in like long consists, because you can, and they roll really, really well. But I think what I've realized is having this layout now, I think, I've got to get a lot of weight into a few bits and pieces here. Poppy, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. I don't know how much longer we're going to go for, probably a little while. Y'all seem to love a chat, so yeah, we'll keep going. But thank you for tuning in. Alco Pro says I should look for the engraving on the rocks in the cutting at Hilltop on the loop line. Yeah, well, when they get it reopened, I'm pretty keen to get up there and, have a look. Sorry for a bit of context. I was talking about the Hunter Valley Steamfest in Maitland next year. Awesome, Angus. Like, yeah, we were up there on the weekend and watched the transfers go through. I did remark that in previous years, Hunter Valley Steamfest is usually quite a lot of locomotives, and only having 2 steamers seemed an interesting choice. But I'm keen to get back up there, or get up there for a Steamfest. I've been up there to look at the coal trains, which was sick. Pretty keen to get up there for Steamfest. Hopefully there's no clashes, because it used to always clash with, I swear it used to clash with something else, but we'll see. You're referring to a backdrop on the layout, on this layout, or on my Fremo layout? Because the Welsh one won't get a background. That's part of the standard, is there's no backdrops on it. As for this, this will probably stay. Like, I'm not going to add to it. I'll probably, I know in the video that I made, I say it. When I called Michael, we had a chat about the layout once when I got my hands on it. And he said that he was going to put like a cyclone fence in here. Kind of like, I like Gary Rumming's layouts. His work is phenomenal. And if you go to the Albury show, he'll have it at Albury. He has that, their American Industrial, it's an American Industrial layout. And yeah, he has like the cyclone fencing, and it gives you a chance to like super detail stuff. So that's what Michael was going to do. I kind of like, the way Gary's looks, so I might do that. And I'm going to switch some of the trees out for some of my gum trees. Well, the Australian model trees that I sell on my website. Shameless plug. The old Borrow W class? Yes, it is. Rowan has asked, have I been to Bill Black's layout at Emerald? Beautiful SN30 layout would be a great video. I would love to go and see it, and I would love to make a video on it. If I met Bill once, and I do not have his contact info, I would love to make that video. Considering I live in Melbourne, yeah, definitely. Use dental Pikestuff for uncoupling wagons. Thank you, Ian. I will look into that. I'm used to having a toothpick to do it, but I've not toothpick, a skewer, but I've misplaced it. Oh yeah, so Jeremy said, it's amazing what everyday items people use on layouts. For example, on the SARMA N-scale layout Morgan, they use parts of green kitchen scourer as a hedge. Wonderful tip. Thank you, Sootman. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to everyone who asked for these videos and wants to do these live streams for a chat. I do enjoy making them, as much as we've had, I think, some sort of technical difficulty every single time. But I know you all seem to come back and come in for a chat, and yeah, happy to oblige. Gotta love some trains, not wrong. Michael said he's got 2 new brass models the other. All right, congratulations. What'd you get? The engraving is for when the explosion killed people during the construction. Right, is that the monument at the top of the cutting? In which case I have seen it. I think that's what we're talking about. All right, so the dates are listed for this on the Steamfest website for next year. So the 10th till the 18th of April. That is a huge run. All right, I'll have a squiz of it later. The Switcher says Gary's stuff is awesome. Yes, it is. Gary is a great asset. He has a channel as well, so if Gary's watching, he can give it a plug. I'm pretty sure it's Gaz3801. Yeah, Gary's stuff's great. Definitely check it out. Jason said, hey, oh, no, he's talking to someone in the chat. Sorry, I've got a bit distracted there. All right. Okay, the monument at the top of Saddlebank Cutting, but is next to a similar cutting south. Sick. Cool. Can we have some thrash? Sharky, I did not bring the Class 37 out. It's in the other room. I was going to keep it to Australian tonight. Maybe next time we can do English. I guess you could. I guess palm trees don't grow in England. But yeah, could definitely do it. Oyson has asked, what are my thoughts on 707 Operations T392 in Slow Rail Journeys livery? Yeah, it looks cool. The Emu Bay inspired livery. Yeah, really neat. I'm keen to see it out and about. Makes me wonder if they're going to paint up other carriage. Yeah, I did catch up on the chat. Thank you, Aussie Rails, for noticing. Yeah, I'd be interesting to see if they paint any of their other rolling stock into that livery. But yeah, it looks really nice. I hope they take it out soon for a run. Speaking of that, is anyone going out tomorrow? I hear there's a run happening in Melbourne. Something special. I think it's been announced publicly. I'm pretty sure it has. Well, you said I caught up with the chat. Now I'm watching it go nuts. Hang on. I did. Try this thing. Worked before. Yes. No. There we go. All right. Oh boy, I really did let the chat go. I look away for 1 second. Nah, it's all good. I appreciate all of you. Appreciate you all being here on a Monday night. Having a chat. JSet says he hopes a Comenge gets saved. I assume they will. Like, we're still yet to see a full Hitachi set running around. But, I mean, they've been saved. They exist. And now that Mornington's using one of the trailers, which is kind of neat. Yeah, hopefully we see a Hitachi set running around soon. But I dare say a Comenge will get saved, like, surely. If not, maybe get a group of people together and ask them to go in for scrap value. That's how it works, isn't it? Oh, okay. Hang on. Try and catch back up here. 1 sec. SAR or VR? Well, it's VR, isn't it? Like, as much as I do like South Australian Railways and I love going over there, and, you know, I kind of wish they had, well, I mean, they've got broad gauge still, which is awesome. But, you know, I live in Victoria. I was born and raised here. I'm going to be a sucker for VR, aren't I? 307. Oh, yeah, looks interesting. Do I have any SAR stuff? Yes, I do. I've sold quite a bit of it lately. Mostly the vans, but I still have my 900s, which are still some of my favorite models that have come out. So I've got 900 Lady Nori in as preserved, which I run every now and again. And I've got one of the fictional AN liveried ones, which I think what I'm going to plan on doing is running it as if it was a DL, like it had gone to National Rail. And they'd stick it between an NR. But they're a bit big for this layout. Like, those locos are enormous. Tomorrow, Sharky will be travelling from Warrnambool to Maryborough tomorrow. Well, I hope it's not on the train. Even driving that is quite a way. But I can even imagine doing it the other way would be pretty arduous. Andrew's asked, do I have any WAGR or Westrail stuff? I do not anymore. I used to have one of the Southern models, L classes, which I recently got rid of because it's out of era. And it was all right. But no, I don't have any anymore. Oh my. Like, yeah, I kind of said at the start, once again, sorry if you've come into the video a bit later. I've pretty much moved to Victorian broad gauge, early 2000s, and I'm only going to have a little bit of standard gauge stuff, just because it's what I prefer. It's what sparks joy. Oops. Alan, imagine being able to gunsel on a workday. I know, man. Remember when we were young? How good that was. No, I want to go on. There we go. Now you get 2 different angles. Oh, modern technology. Trainboy would love to see some SAR stuff running. Yeah, I mean, never say never. Like, once the 700 cars come out, like I'll definitely get them. because they ended up in Victoria, and they still are. Something might be running tomorrow. Yeah, there's definitely something running tomorrow. Oh, shout out. Thank you so much, Sharky, for the super chat. This is for a class 37 class to be the first loco on the next live stream. You got it, mate. Can do. And Alan also, thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Next time we'll get the class 37 out. And geez, that thing's going to take up so much room on here. But yeah, I'm sure we can make it work. Yeah, we'll make it work. Much appreciated again for the super chat. Yeah, thank you so much. Someone call on so the wheels are off. Yeah, look, don't let them know. Yeah, Train Tracker Victoria will go nuts tomorrow, and it'll no doubt be more of just a bunch of slop posting. That group has really gone to poop, to be frank. Train builder Taggity and a precision scale models BCE1. Yeah, nice. I do have a tip with those, which is switch your bogies over for the Precision ones and they'll run much better. Which is a shame because you've spent so much on them, but yeah. Alco Pro. Derailment on Colorbond Way gets reported on rail page. Does that website even exist anymore? Like, growing up, like, that was... I mean, you'd get home from school and you'd boot up the computer and jump online and you'd check out what's been going on rail page. But I get a feeling that website's pretty dead now, right? K-Pen, speaking of South Australia, will I see you in Adelaide in June? Yes, you will. I've been asked to come over for it. They've asked for me to do something I haven't done in a while, which is just straight up photography for the event. Oops. Oh, no. Yeah, so they want some photos done, so I said I would do them. Well, they asked me to do them specifically, which I am honored. Like, I'm stoked that people want me at their event. And yeah, I will be coming across for that. And I'm very much looking forward to it. I'll be there on the Saturday and Sunday at this point. Don't know if I'll be there on Monday. Well, I probably will, because we've got to pack up. Oh boy. Oh, Zek, thank you so much for the... far out. Thank you so much for the super chat. 37's got to be shunting a wagger with Linda though. Yeah, look, I'll make it happen. I can do that. I've got the equipment. Gotta love the Ecom SSR comment. Wow. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'm yet to see, once again, this is the problem with not getting out for a Gunzel anymore. I'm yet to see it running as well. I've only seen it in the yard. K-Class production. Gotta love the tractors. Oh, I certainly do. All right. Well, next time I'll get the 37 out and we'll do 37 things. What else have I got back here? Not much. All right. Yeah, I mean, all right. Jason said, not mentioned sure yet, but Lake Goldsmith Steam Rally is on this coming weekend. Yes, it is. I went to the last one. It was awesome. If you can get up there, I highly suggest it. It is a fantastic event. They do a really awesome job. Yeah, it is on this weekend. Trainboy 1200 Sparks Joy, quote of the year. Oh, it's quote of a few years ago. I mean, yeah, old Murray Kendo. What's running tomorrow for us not in Victoria? I'm pretty sure it's public. I am just going to do the thing I don't like doing, which is get on my phone for a second. I'm pretty sure it has been made public. I'm just going to double check. All right. No, it hasn't. No. Supposed to be. Oh, I guess wait and see. Candy XPT is going to Grafton tomorrow and returning Wednesday. That's awesome. What a time. Candy XPT. Something I never thought I'd see. Okay, apparently rail page is gone. Train Boy 1200. Do I use the ARTC Master Train Plan? Absolutely. It's there. Everyone should use it. Like, it's public information. Like, it's not like it's secret. Rail page is dead and the Facebook page is useless. Yeah, apparently so. That's pretty good that you can gunzel while you're at work. That's pretty good. I mean, I work at a railway station. I can't see the trains. I can hear them. I can hear the steel train go over or hear the paper train. It's really about it. Official Nix trains. I'll see you at Amory. I'll be there with Junction Models on Strathburn. Yes, you will. I'm looking forward to it. Alan, 37 and feet. Yeah, look, I did make that silly video and a million people, and I mean an actual million people have now seen my feet, which is, I did not think about that when I made the silly video. But here we are. What a time. What a year it's been, and it's only April. Train Spotting Australia says, how do I find out when freight trains are going? Yeah, I can answer that. One, ARTC master plan. Facebook is good when it is good, and obviously bad when it's bad. But some of the groups are still quite helpful, and I guess something I've learnt is, and I guess I'm very lucky. A lot of people who watch the channel tell me when things are happening. I've got a lot of drivers who watch the channel. So, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much how. Yeah, my audio levels are way off. Yeah, there was an issue at the start, and to rectify it, I've pulled everything apart, and we've just stuck this microphone in. So, unfortunately, I didn't have the best start. So hopefully you can still hear me. I know I'm sorry that your audio is possibly turned right the way up, but it was this or nothing. Oops. Going there. Oh, I'm not reading that one out. Coming to Lilydale. Oh, yeah? So what's everyone else's next trip? I know for me it's members train, but after that I've got Ballarat Heritage Weekend shuttles, which I'll be working. Well, I put my name down to work. I assume I'll get on it. Very much looking forward to it. It'll be cold as, but it's always a good weekend. Malden thingo. What's happening at Malden? Another trip to Portland. Holy dooly. Yeah, I mean, I went on the trip to Portland. It was awesome. I hope other... Well, it could be Seymour. Yeah, it was nice, first time in 20-something years that a passenger train went to Seymour. I mean, Seymour went to Portland. I always think it's funny that, V-Line named a loco city of Portland and only went there once, and that was it. Bit sad. Probably something they could look at opening up the Mount Gambier line. That'd be good. Members Choo Choo then Radelaide. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be good. Oops. What do we got? Might go to Thelmere Steamfest. That sounds pretty good. Working the Southern Highlander from Central to Goulburn with 32.65 and 35.26. Doubleheader on the 24th of May. It's going to be fantastic. Beautiful area too. No upcoming trips. Going to film Steam Ranger Railfest shuttles. Nice. When's that? Is that the one in October? Jay says it would be cool to work at Train World. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it is. The guys down there are nice. Steven says he's going on the members train with mum and dad for Mother's Day. Oh, fantastic. That'll be really nice. Mel said, thanks for the stream, Will James. Thank you so much for jumping in. Thank you for watching, having a chat. Much appreciated. Steam Rail confirmed the Morty Alex shuttles. I might go. Oh, yeah, nice. Thank you for joining, Izzy J6Q. Much appreciated. Andrew says his next trip is to Geraldton in Western Australia to see some iron ore and anything that pops up before, and that'll be awesome. Steam Fan says, am I riding the double R's to Bendigo train? No, I am not. Unfortunately, not unfortunately. Oh, that's the wrong way to put it. That is obviously the members train is happening on Mother's Day. I have my family are letting me do Mother's Day on the Saturday, so I will miss out on the double header. But yeah, I'll be on the members train. Matthew says, when am I coming back to Ballarat again? Visit the Tramway Museum. Be back up in Ballarat again for the Heritage Weekend shuttles, but I won't have time to visit the Tramway Museum, unfortunately. Be pretty good. Maybe I'll try and get up there when they do the night trams, the tram with lights on it again. That'd be pretty nice. I might try and get up for that later in the year if it runs again. Rowan's asked, have I been to the Jerry Hopkins layout on the Central Coast of New South Wales? No, I haven't. I want to shoot as many layouts as possible. Like, I really want to document them. I really want to bring them to people, especially layouts that, aren't going to hit the exhibition circuit ever, home layouts. And if you can put me in touch with these people, I would love to. I would love to document their layouts or anyone's watching layouts. Because one day they may not be here and their layouts may disappear into the abyss. And I would like to, document them. And if you can put me in touch with them, with these owners, I would love to. But no, I've not been to that layout. I haven't been to heaps in New South Wales. I mean, I do live in Melbourne. So when I go up to New South Wales, I'm really only going up there for an event, which is usually an exhibition or a convention or something like that. And if people know I'm going to one of those events, which, some are, I'm going to go to, like Rose Hill, or I usually say in the news if I'm going to one, like, reach out and I'm more than happy to come and try and find time or try and move some things around to shoot a layout. Yeah, so that answers that. Ballarat cold. Those say Ballarat is cold obviously haven't been there on a stinking hot summer's day. I lived in Ballarat for like 15 years. It's colder than it is warm. Malden celebrates the 60th anniversary of the National Trust of Australia, publicly declaring Malden as Australia's first notable town on the 10th of May too. There you go. Steam Ranger Steam Fest is in May. Oh, okay. My bad. I know there's something happening in October, and that's all I've really got. Thanks, Trainboy1200. Thanks for jumping in. Much appreciated. JSet said, the open day at Newport Workshops was great. Can't wait for the 2028 open day. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. It was great. It was great to see. It was the biggest turnout they've ever had. And I was very, very lucky to be a part of it. And I appreciate how so many people came to it. And can't wait for 2028 either. David says, no heritage operations near me. Closest would be about 600 kilometers away at Hotham Valley. Holy dooly. VGR are running another winter solstice train this year in June. Worth going for the bonfire in town. Sounds excellent. Definitely one I will keep an eye out for on social media or for announcements. Official Nick's trains. Well, good night, Will. Thank you so much, Nick. If I don't talk to you between now and then, I will see you at Amory over the King's Birthday long weekend in Adelaide. Ooh, Sharky, what's a layout worldwide you wish you could visit? Whoops. That is a great question. I don't know. What's a layout worldwide that I wish I could visit? I don't really have an answer to that. Like, you were there. We had such a good time at in England last year, and I want to go back and go to more exhibitions and see what people have to offer. Because exhibitions usually, see some really, really beautiful modeling. I know I haven't released any videos from Getz or the other exhibition I went to, which Uckfield exhibition. I went to this Uckfield exhibition, which was like an hour and a bit out of London in the sticks, and every single layout was immaculate. They were all so well presented and built, and I can't wait to share them. This is an announcement. Here we go. You got a scoop for the people who are still watching, which is quite a few of you there. I'm going to change how I do exhibition videos. So, long story short, a 1 hour to 2 hour video takes a month, if not longer, to edit. And for me, there's a lot of, I don't want to do it because it takes so long, and it's all you're doing is coming home from work and sitting in front of the computer till midnight, and then you're doing that on repeat, watching the same thing over and over and over. And editing sucks. I hate editing. I like filming. I like making stuff. I like being out and about and talking to people and doing all that kind of thing. But editing, man, you're stuck in front of the computer editing. Anyway, it's part of the job. But yeah, so with exhibitions, I'm going to change how I edit them. And what you're going to end up with is a bunch of single video, standalone videos on layouts. So I shot one exceedingly large exhibition in England and one slightly smaller. So they'll be the first ones that I try it with. Mainly because my audience is in Australia, and all the UK videos, well, not all, but like a lot of them aren't really doing as well, and that's okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So there'll be more of those kind of videos coming out. So I don't know. I don't really have an answer for what layout worldwide do I wish I could visit. I can see that someone further down has said Miniature Wonderland. I've been there to Hamburg, and I'm keen to go back. I went in 2014, pre the extension, and it was amazing. It's so cool. And I'm pretty keen to go back. I really like Germany, and they have some really interesting narrow gauge railways that I'm keen to visit. And yeah, Miniature Wonderland is definitely on the list. Yeah. Do you know what's all right? This is slightly left of field. One I really want to visit is Train Mountain. There you go. It's not model trains; it's miniature railways, but. Yeah, I watch the videos from when they do their big meets, and that looks awesome. I reckon that'd be heaps of fun. Canberra is cold in winter. Canberra's always cold. But yes, yeah, it is a cold place. Yeah, Rod Stewart's layout, of course. I mean, it's an icon. Like, it's in all the not in all the magazines. You see so many posts about it and that kind of thing. It'd be interesting to see. There it is, yeah. Miniature Wonderland in Hamburg. Absolutely. Hotham Valley is a nice day trip. Nice day trip there. I'd love to see some mainline steam come to WA. Yeah, there's some videos on YouTube of, I'm going to get this wrong, the V class. It looks like a W, but it's like a bigger one. Getting around, and that would have been awesome to see back in the day. Well, not even that long ago, I suppose. Yeah, Jason, if you want a layout, if you want a video on Melton Model Railway Club, send me an email and we will organise it. Something I'd love to do. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Yeah. Yeah, Rod Stewart's layout. Yeah, it's Cruiser 40. Yeah, I mean, sure, it's one. I know there's like some of those big American ones though. Like, I reckon they'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I just want to see more layouts. Like, I just want to cover more layouts. I just want to get videos done, get them documented. I know, like, you watch, or if you watch, Plenum television on YouTube, like, they cover so many in Europe, and they're so nice. There's so many, and that's, something I would like to do more of, but there's still not apprehension, but, like, yeah, I keep asking and, have a few people put their hand up for me to film their layouts, and, yeah, one day. There's so much hot air up in Canberra. Yeah, nice. Thanks, Train Spotting Australia 59. Thanks for jumping in. Have a great night. We'll probably start wrapping this up soon. Obviously, we've had some technical difficulties, but we soldiered on. It's been fun to play with the layout. This is actually like the first time I've used it. Like, I finished switching it over to DCC, and I was like, oh, yeah, all the tracks work. That'll do. obviously I'm going to be a bit more selective about what I'm going to run on this and do a bit more work on that. And then, yeah, like start detailing it a bit more, not outrageously. Alco Pros asked, what famous stars have come into my workplace for model rail stuff like Rod Stewart did at Woodpecker? I believe Rod Stewart also went into Hearns, but it was before I worked there. Yeah, no one. Oh, I forgot his first name. Woodley of Lano and Woodley came in the other day. There you go. And no one else knew who he was because I think they're too young, which is no good. But yeah, he came in. They were chasing some prop stuff. And yeah, I guess that's like the most famous person that's come in so far since I've been working there. Oh yeah, Peter Waterman's Leamington Spa would be great. Yeah, it's not wrong. Phil Hildebrand says San Diego. Be sick. Australian N Scout, go Aussie N Scout. Yeah, you guys are killing it. Lots going on. Can I do one last train movement on the layout, please? Yeah, all right. What do you want to see? Out of all the stuff that's been on the layout on this little module tonight, what do you want back on it? Or do you want me just to keep pushing these ones around? Alan, I think you're right. Sharky the Gunzel does shop at Hearns. He makes pretty frequent appearances in there. Craig went to Hearns back in the late 90s. He's pretty famous. Craig, maybe it's time for you to come back in. We're turning 80 next year, so hopefully we get some stuff happening for that. Wouldn't mind the Y-Class Stevenson four-wheel wagons. Right, that wins. All right, let's do it. Bam. Ah. Come on. It's going to be silly. Chuck that in. Yeah. All right. All right. What do we got? Angus says, I need to start shopping at Hearns so Will can sell me model trains. Easy. Now, like, we don't have the world's biggest selection of model trains. We are a hobby shop at the end of the day, so we do have Gundam, boats, planes, paints, all your different modeling accoutrements. So, if you come in, have a check of the website, and I'll do your deal when you're in store. But just say before everything that you watch the YouTube. That is the thing that keeps happening. I really want to hook people up with some stuff, get it into your hands, because I know it's not a cheap hobby, and especially at the moment. And if I can help out in any way, getting you what you want, happy to oblige. Just let me know before you pay the money. Oh, hands. Sharky says you should film that Fremo 9 Australia layout. I hear it's different every time. Yes, you're not wrong. I didn't even get to Hearns when I visited and ended up at the buffer stop. Buffer stop's gone now, though, so it's us. No worries, blokey trains. Got it happening. Phil says yes, the Y. Not Jay. Do I Did I do my own GY tarps? Yes, I did, and I can tell you how I did it. Actually, I'll bring it back and I'll explain it. Hang on. There is an article in one of the AMRMs on this, and it's super duper straightforward. Like, I could make a video on it, to be honest. Like, it's one of, like, when I got back into the hobby, it was one of the first things, like, I kind of learnt to do. All right, so, using this. Obviously, it is a Precision GY, this one. That's an SDS one, I'm pretty sure. Yes, that is an SDS one. Oh no. All right. That's an SDS one. That's straight out of the box. I haven't done anything to it because I want to make it like the ones that were at Ballarat East. This one, Precision Models GY. This tarp is a tea bag. So what you do is you put under here to get the seam line. You can pop up the bar here. Which hopefully you can see. I know it's probably a bit lost in the background there. You can pop your bar up. It's not strong enough. So what I've got is a piece of card that is cut to the same end as that. It then has like a shape to it, so a bit of a little droop. And then it goes back up to being rigid where the other one of those poles would be. So that's what's under there, is just a piece of card that has been like white glued in. Like, I think I just used like, I'll say glue and glaze, something that I know if I ever want to go the other way, I can take it out. All right, the tea bag, I get a clean tea bag. I don't use a used one. And I cut it into a rectangle. Like, obviously, you take all the tea out and you flay it out. And then, hang on. You kind of, yeah, how to explain it? You kind of make sure that the sides are fine first. This is, or at least I'm pretty sure I'm right how I did this. So you have, it's focusing on my hands. Yeah, you get your sides lined up so it's just tucked just over. And then I use a product called Easy Dope, which is for model aeroplane. They use it for the material they wrap around the balsa wood or the fiberglass wings. Anyway, you can get it, shameless plug, you can get it from Hearns. I'm pretty sure that I got it from Hearns way before I worked there, and I'm pretty sure I've still got it somewhere. Anyway, it's called Easy Dope, E-Z-Y, Easy Dope. And yeah, you put a layer of that on, and basically it'll go really taut, quite rigid. And then, yeah, I do the same on the ends, and you kind of fold them. You fold the ends in and get it to kind of line up. Now, this is early in me modeling. And then you paint it green. Excuse me. Yeah, you paint it green. And you use different greens because all the tarps are different. The only thing I would probably change is I would probably nowadays I would probably attempt to do the tie downs for it, which is obviously a little bit more work. And I used to have a stack of these because they ran the block train and no one would ever notice. But now that's my last one in my collection. So yeah, that's how I do the tarps in a roundabout way. So Easy Dope and a tea bag and an old business card or something like that. That is all they are. Okay. Any Speedway cars? Nah, no Speedway. Sometimes we have the kits. Sometimes, yeah, Hertz has got the kits for Speedway cars, but not. I don't think we do at the moment. But I don't work down that end, so I'm not too sure. Come on. All right. Andrews, what do we got? Russell has said he's waiting on his power line 4822. I've noticed a lot of those have sold out now. They mustn't have made that many. Honk the horn. And he says, the only thing is I'm in Victoria and you're in New South Wales. Yeah, but I'm in New South Wales a fair bit. Usually I was there 2 weeks ago. Does it have trains will travel? Phillips asked when's the next Fremo 9 meet. We haven't decided yet. We've got a bit on in general. I guess the next definite one is the Showgrounds exhibition and hopefully Goulburn. They're the next two. We are aiming to have at least a one-day meetup between now and then. We just haven't decided on a date just yet. Melbourne comments us, how many Steam Locos do I have in my collection? Good question. I've got quite a few. Well, I guess. I've got, in HO scale, I've got this Y class. I've got a J, 2Ks, and an R. All are preserved ones. So this is Y112 as it was back in with West Coast. Well, when it came back into service with West Coast Railways in the 90s, early 2000s. Then my R is 761, Ks are 153 and 163. I can't remember now. And then I've got a Q1 in obviously 00 scale. Then I've got a stack of the narrow gauge ones. So I've got 2 Linders, a Blanche, 2 War Division, 1012Ds. Got Tyler Klin, got Scarlowy. Plenty more coming. Because they're nice and small. And then I've got a F-scale Climax. They are all my Steam Locos in my collection. I think. I did sell a couple recently. Like, I had 3801. That's current. Actually, I've still got it. It's on eBay at the moment. It's got sound. It's not fully finished, but it is a runner. I did have intentions to do it up, but it's out of era, so I decided to move it on, put the money towards something else. Oh, wait, I was supposed to be picking those up. Got easily distracted. BGB used to provide tarps made from foil used on your yogurt container lids. Yeah, I watched a video the other day of doing it with just like alfoil. I don't know. Whatever works for you. I think there's definitely more than one way to skin a cat. And, yeah, do what works for you. Yeah, I agree, Not Cheap Films. Now that I've said it out loud, I will definitely look at doing a video on it. Don't know if I'll do it in a live. It's a pretty messy job, or can be. Hot Train Central. Nah, I can't run a J class tonight because it's in the other room and would mean getting up and disappearing. Maybe next time. No, next time we're doing 37s because the super chat said so. So, oh, I have no issue with running 37s. Easy dope can be found in bulk in Canberra. Nice. Thanks, Colorin. Much appreciated. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, Leon, Caulfield, not Showgrounds. For years, we've been, every year at the Showgrounds, we've called it Caulfield, or subsequently not Caulfield, and then we go back to Caulfield, and I've got used to calling it Showgrounds. Conditioned. Blokey said, can I buy the R class? Look, I'm not opposed to selling it. Obviously, it's gonna... but I'm not looking to sell it. You would have to put in a pretty decent offer for me to consider it. It is one that I did really want. So it's not necessarily for sale, but, you know, if you want to put an offer in, you can send me a message. Melbourne Comments, the Ugly Duckling. More like the best locomotive the British ever had in regards to the Q1. Russell has asked, can the tarps be removable? I think you can do it. Like, you'd pretty much just make a mold and go from there. Personally, I knew it was going to be a one-way street. They could come off. Like, to be honest, I could just cut it off if I had to. But, nah. I've made it so they're pretty on there. And yeah, on some of the other ones I've done, I weathered them and they look a bit better as well. I've seen people do it so they've got the VR logos on them, which is pretty neat. But they definitely look better than the do look better than the ones that Decision Gate came out with them, like the plastic ones. I think they looked pretty average, even if you did try to fix them up. Yeah, Sharky, yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, right. We'll start wrapping it up. All right, hang on. 1 sec. Turn that sound off. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It has been an absolute pleasure. I am once again terribly sorry about the delay this morning. The issue with the sound. This when we started out. Obviously, still a work in progress on the live streams, but we'll get there. And I can only say I appreciate every single one of you for jumping in on a Monday night, having a chat, watching the stream. I hope you've enjoyed this little layout. If you haven't already, there is a video that came out yesterday on the layout, and the next one that comes out on this will be, I guess, what I do to it, which isn't heaps. It's mainly just, you know, adding a few detail parts and things like that, which is always fun. Luckily, we had Liverpool, then Hurstville, then Rosehill for exhibitions. Who knows what's next? Well, you've still got Rosehill. That is a premium exhibition. Absolutely go to it. Do you like the Q1? I love the Q1. The Oz N-scale tarps. Pretty reasonable for removable tarps. Not as good as custom-made tarps. Yeah, custom-made tarps, way to go. It's pretty easy to do, honestly. Like, it's not too hard, and I definitely recommend giving it a go. True. All right, thanks, Kale. Much appreciated. If I don't talk to you between now and then, we'll see you in Adelaide. The Decision ones are a good stopgap until the custom ones are made. Yeah, true. And Zek, your stuff's beautiful, so yeah, it's all sweet. I had 2 R classes, regret selling them now and hunt for more. Yeah, I honestly, I don't think I'd sell the R class. Like, until someone else releases one, nah, not going to happen. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much for jumping in and checking out the stream and having a chat. Alka Pro, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Thank you. Teabag tarts aren't difficult. They're just messy and consuming. Yeah, they are, but it's a way to kill an afternoon. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I could sit here and keep talking to you for ages, but yeah, it is a school night, and yeah, I appreciate you all coming along and having a chat, and I will see you all again soon. Hooroo.